Hey folks, Carl here and welcome to episode 5 of Bandai's Why Wait. Okay folks, as you can see we are nearing completion. All the components are now on. We finally got this last engine part on. I'm still toying with the idea whether to bend this one in some unusual and bizarre way, but I'm going to leave it for now. Everything is almost solid. This last part we put in here is maybe it's still a little bit wet, but I'm going to tilt this up so you can see it from this sort of direction. So we now have a three-dimensional crashed Y-wing. So what is left to do? Okay, so we are now going to get off the mask from the cockpit, and then we are going to start to add some powders onto the unit and anywhere on the model that it needs it. Now I've got this dark colour. This may be a little bit too dark for this colour of sand. I also have some Humbrol weathering powder here, which is supposed to be a sand colour, so I'm going to mix some of this in with this to give us a slightly lighter colour and see what it looks like. So I shall be back very, very shortly. I'm going to mix some of this into there, so I'll talk to you in a moment. Okay folks, we now have this mixed up reasonably close to what this base is. Now I have added the sandy colour, but I've also had to add some white in there as well to give it that, because it was still quite dark with just that sand. So we've put in some white, and this is now reasonably close to what this is, or as close as we can get it without spending hours and hours trying to match the colour. So that is there. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get the mask off this nose section. So if we zoom in, and all we're going to do is going to use a sharp knife like so, and very, very gently get in there and get this mask off. All this is the Tamiya tape. There we go, that's the first section. We put any scratches in these lenses, in these glass sections, it doesn't really matter, because I tried to find a way, an effective way of cracking the plastic in these, but there was nowhere that really showed you an effective way of doing it, so I've left them as they are. And a few people did mention, well, why don't you just paint the cracks in, but my skill set isn't quite that good just yet. So I'm going to take this one out. Get that mask off. So there we go. There are still some marks and stuff on that glass, but it looks okay. So you can see the scratches and stuff on the roof that we've tried to simulate the bodywork underneath coming through. So with this scale we didn't need too much. So we'll leave that off for a moment while we get this last section off the back of here. Cool, so that is the mask off the cockpit and stuck to my finger. I can't get it off. Get off. There we go. So we'll put this section back on. And we want it reasonably wide open, like so. And we shall zoom back out. So, where are we going to want to dust up this? So we're going to want to dust up the windows and stuff in the cockpit, and we want to get just dust in any of the grooves of the kit. Probably on the opposite side to where the wind is blowing. So if the wind is blowing this way, you're likely to get sand and dust build up on this inside edge here of this strut of the engine. Same in here, we probably get out a bit of a dust or sand build up on this side, and probably a little bit more on here, and the same on this section. So what I am going to do is I have my pot. I have a selection of different size brushes. We've got a little flat chisel one here, so that's one. Where's my other brush? Here it is. So we have a slightly bigger one, and then last but not least we've got a great big huge brush. So we'll start off with the big one and get it put down in general places, and we'll then work our way down and be a little bit more accurate. But what I have done is I've taken a plain piece of paper. This is A3, so I folded it in half, and I folded it in half again, so we've got this groove in the paper, and I will put some of this powder, a dollop, onto the paper, and it's easier to get to with the brush. And once we've finished, we can just fold it up and pour it back in the pot rather than just throwing it away. So let's just pour some of this out, a generous amount. There we go. And we're literally just going to saturate this brush with the powder, and we're just going to literally dab it all over. So like so. So we've saturated the top of that brush. I might just give that a knock off because we don't want a huge amount on. And then we're just going to work our way around the model, getting it in these windows. And dusting the whole thing up. I dust over these figures so they look a little bit more worn than what they are. Zoom you in a bit there so you can see what we've done. So the effect I am looking for, you can see it on the back of here. You see where the dust has gathered in little recesses like this. This is what we're looking for. Obviously we need to go extra heavy because when we come to matte coat this, some of this will disappear. Same on this engine, we've got it gathering in the grooves and stuff, and once I get down to a smaller brush I will add a little bit more on these edges on top of here, and a little bit more in these sort of areas, be a little bit more accurate. So I shall carry on with the big brush. Okay folks, that is us done with that. So we're going to get this left back into this pot. Because this is probably going to come in useful for other builds, so we'll just throw it away. So what have we used? We've probably used just over 1/8 of what was in there, maybe a little bit more. So like I said, this will now need to be matte coated, which we are going to do very shortly, and then we can remove this black tape and that will be the build complete. So I'm going to go away, get this sprayed up, and we shall be back very shortly. Okay folks, that is the matte coat on and dry, and now that that's on, I am going to add the smoke effects. I've already done one here on the back of this engine, so if we zoom in, you can see it on the back of there, and all we are using is some of the Humbrol's black powder, using a very stubby little brush, and all we are doing, she'll do this one here, is dipping this brush into the black powder, and we are just very lightly going around and putting some around the edge of this engine. Like so. We are then getting our big feathered out brush, and we are just literally going to brush it up this way to blend that in. Like so. Now I also want a blast mark on the nose, and we are going to do it around about here, going back the way. So again, all we're going to do is take the black, put a little circle around about there, press in quite hard so we have a dot like so. We then get our big brush again, and we just take the brush and swipe it in the direction we want. So we are going this way, and hopefully it's going to spread out like so. We want a little bit more on there, but a little bit loose, so we can drag it out. There we go. A very small one there as well. So there we go, a couple of blast marks on the nose. So we can round that up a bit. There we go. Perfect. And that is now that model complete. There is nothing else to add to this. So we shall peel off this black tape, if we can find the ends. Yeah, we don't take anything we're not supposed to take with it. And there we go. Is that taking some of that veneer off that corner? Indeed it has. So there we have it. One complete crashed Y-wing. So I will now go and take some good pictures of this, and we shall put them up here. So, as always, thank you very much for watching and subscribing. Be good, be safe, most of all, keep making models, and we shall catch you on the next build. Thanks for watching. Ta-ta.